Hello, welcome to Wednesday's functional fitness class. I don't know, I'm hoping that after my Tricia talk yesterday and being on Granada, news that I'll have a few more people watching this. So I'm going to assume that there are some people who have never done this class before. So if you've done it before, just bear with me for a moment. What you're going to need is you're going to need a chair with no arms. And if you have them, exercise bands. If you don't have exercise bands, it would be a good idea to get some. And I'm going to put up a video, I think, on how to buy equipment or what to look for in an exercise band. But if you haven't, it's fine. Most of the exercises on this session probably don't need them. But if we are using the bands, just do the arm, just do the movements without the bands. And you'll be fine. The class is in sort of 3 bits. There's a warm-up, the main body of the exercise, and then there's stretching at the end. And the main thing for you to know is that you do the exercises at your own capability. If you can't do, we do 10 of most of the exercises. Some are timed. Are they on this? I think all these are 10, actually. If you can't manage 10, that's absolutely fine. Don't think, oh, I can't do this and give up. Just keep trying, and it's the consistency week after week, or maybe 2 or 3 times a week, because these are all recorded on YouTube. Yes, to keep going. If you can't do 10 of each, that's absolutely fine. If you can't do the full range of the movement of the exercise, that's absolutely fine as well. You do it at your level, and I'll do it at my level, but I'll show you how to sort of regress it or progress it. Okay, if you're super fit, just give it more welly. Right, so I think we're going to start off now. Too much chat puts people off, I think. Just like to say, well, first of all, we're just going to start marching on the spot. Good old marching. Most exercise videos seem to start with marching or classes. So just swinging your arms. Give a slightly exaggerated swing of your arm just to mobilize your shoulder joints. And just, you don't need to lift your legs up dead high, just a little bit, because we're just at the beginning. If you're dead keen, you could go on your toes, because that's good for your ankles and your calves. But if you can't, that's absolutely fine as well. We're just going to do this. Just to say, if you can, or if you haven't already, if you're watching, hit that subscribe button, because the more followers I have, or the more subscribers I have, the better. Once I get to 1,000, I'm going to be able to stream this with my phone, and the quality of video is much better than it is on the laptop. So more subscribers, the better. It doesn't cost you anything. 3, 2, 1. Right, now we're just going to mobilize the arms a bit more. So put your hand on your shoulder and create a wing, and have an imaginary pencil sticking out your elbow, because we want to do as much full range of movement as possible. So we're going to draw a great big circle with our imaginary pencil on the imaginary wall. 3, we're going to go back 5 times, 4, 5, and then forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to do the same on the other one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and forwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fabulous. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to just do scissor arms, but we're not going to do them straight, because I think when you're older, if you're flailing your arms about, there's more chance of damaging your shoulder joint. So we're going to keep them bent, and you can either alternate the arm that's on top or keep the same arm on top. It's entirely up to you. Do it nice and gently. All these are gentle. So we're going to go, see if you can get your elbows to meet like that. If you can't, it doesn't matter. And then bring them back. Try and keep your arms at shoulder height. That's 1, 2, nice and gentle. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's quite tough on your shoulders, this. 8, especially if you do it slowly. 9, 10. Oh, there you go. Give your shoulders a bit of a raise. Right, have your hands here, and we're just going to lift your knee to your hand. So we're going to go 1, but we don't generally do the warm-up in 10s. We just do it till I get fed up. If you want, go on your tiptoe. A bit more difficult to balance. If you can't get your hand to your knee to your hand, doesn't matter. Just go as high as you can. But nice and gentle. It's just mobilizing your hips and your knees and your ankles and getting your muscles strong. Getting your muscles ready for a little bit more during the main body of the exercise. 3, 2, 1. Very good. Right, we're going to do a little routine that I have. So I'm going to put the camera down slightly because if I was, I mean, I'm sure other people don't have this problem. In fact, I'm going to put it up slightly now because it's too far down. Oh, that's all I need is to bash the camera so that I cut us off or something. There we go. Don't touch it. Right, there we go. So we're going to do a heel dig. Just a heel dig like that, just to pull your toe back. It's called dorsiflexion. And at the same time, you're going to anchor your elbows and you're going to do a bicep curl with the opposite arm. Try not to do this, same arm and leg. It's opposite arm and leg, so you've got to think about it. This routine that we're doing, that we're going to do, there's 4 movements in all. It's very good because it's good for your coordination. You've got to think about it. It's good for your balance because you are, even although it doesn't feel like it, just momentarily standing on one leg. You're slightly off balance with most of them. It's good for strength because when you're doing that, your leg that's supporting you is strengthening, is having to be, solid. And it's quite good for your flexibility. Not so much flexibility. 3, 2, 1. Next one we're going to do is we're just going to take a step to the side. I always feel as if I'm going to go into the time watch for those of you that know the Rocky Horror Show. And then we're going to do prayer hands. And they go out at the same time as your foot goes out. You don't need to do a big step because when we come to put this all together, somebody asked me yesterday if I do dance. Well, this little routine is as near as I get to dance. 3, 2, 1. Third one we do is just going to take a step back. And at the same time, you're going to push your arms out. Now this one is good, particularly good for balance. And also try and imagine you've got headlights stuck to your knees and keep them pushing forward. The temptation is for your knee to come in a bit like that, like my left one seems to want to do today. But try and keep your hips and your knees straight. Don't dip your headlights, as it were. Spread your fingers, just to give your hands a bit of a workout. We take our hands for granted until something goes wrong with them, don't we? 3, 2, 1. Right. Last one is just a toe tap, like that. And at the same time, we're just going to swing our arms. Just nonchalantly strolling along. Not hard, just not too fast. Just a little tap of the toe, not a great big step forward. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to put all those together. So those of you that are new, if you find yourself stepping to the side when you should be stepping back and all that sort of stuff, then doesn't matter. Just try and catch up, but it will come eventually. But it's good for you, good for the old little grey cells. So we're going to do a heel dig, and then we're going to go out to the side, and then we're going to go back, and then we're going to do a toe tap. So you're going to do a heel dig, side, back, toe tap, heel dig, side, back, toe tap, heel dig, side, back, toe tap. I'm going to do a little bit faster. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap, heel dig, side, back, toe tap, heel dig, side, back, toe tap, heel dig, side. You can do this to music if you like. I can't do music because of copyright, because it's this classed as broadcasting. And I don't really want to have to pay vast amounts of money to do it. Side, back, toe tap. Bit faster still. Heel dig, side, have music in your head. Back, toe tap. One more time. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. How was that? Did you manage to keep up? Doesn't matter if you didn't. That's just a bit of fun, and it's a way to get your heart going a little bit. Doesn't matter if you didn't go as fast as I did. You can go at your own speed. Right, we're going into the main body of the exercise now. And the first exercise we're going to do is a squat. Now, people have all sorts of myths about squats. Squatting is not squatting down like that with your knees going forward over your toes. Get back as far as I can. Squatting is basically with your feet wide, your feet at least hip width apart. You can have it wider than that if you want, but no narrower than hip width apart. And it's sitting down without a chair. If you want, just for security, you can either hold on to the chair, but if you are, make sure it's not going to tip up. Just hold on gently, just for balance. Not for sort of support, but just for balance. And you only need to go down to there. As long as you've got the technique right and you can feel your thighs and your bum supporting you, or you can go right down. You don't need to have the chair if you don't want. If you're not confident about doing a free squat, when you do a squat, your knees don't come together either. They stay like that. Don't forget those headlights. If you want to do a free squat, you can sit down, feet again hip width apart, maybe even a bit wider, and stand up. Try and make sure your knees don't come together, and down. If you can't do that, you can swing your arms and down. Don't fall down like that. Or put your hands on your knees and stand up. Whichever way you do the squat, back of the chair, free squat, sitting to standing, it's entirely up to you. We're going to do 10. If you can't manage 10, that doesn't matter. Do what you can, and you can only improve. Things can only get better, as somebody once said. So I'm going to do 5 sideways so as you can see what my knees are doing, and 5 forwards. You don't need to go down as far as I'm going to go down. So we're going to go 1, 2, you can put your hands behind you if you want. 3, I always put my hands here to counterbalance. 4, because your weight should be on your heels. 5, that's why I fall backwards quite a lot. 6, try to avoid bowing like that. Try and keep your torso as upright as possible. 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, the good news is that's as tough as the exercises get. Just about, I think. Right, we're going to use a band now. As I say, if you don't have a band, just do the motions with your arms. You need a fairly light band for this. Bands come in different strengths. For some, you can use a stronger band. So if you're going to buy bands and you're buying them from Amazon, say, I would get a pack of 3, and they have sort of light, medium, and strong on the tension. For this one, you're going to put your elbows by your sides and hold the band here, a sort of shoulder width apart. And then we're just going to straighten arms out like that and bring it back in. Don't boing them in. 1, 2. I'm concentrating quite a lot on arms, 3 in these sessions as well, 4, as well as legs, 5, because you don't want to be 6. You need good working arms and shoulders. 7, 8. If you can't get your arms out straight, doesn't matter. 9, 10. Just do what you can. Right, we are now going to do a side bend. Now, side bend, have your legs fairly wide apart. I find it easier. And we're going to go down to the side. Now, if you can, go as far as your knee, fine. If you can't, it doesn't matter. Don't lean forward or lean back to try and get further down. Just go as far as you can. If you want to, you can put one arm above your head. That makes it more difficult. If you're going to do that, have your arms straight so that you're actually working the muscles in your arms and that your arm isn't just inert and hanging there. I'm going to put my arm above my head, but you don't have to. We're going to do 10 on one side and 10 on the other so that we're not going backwards and forwards, because that makes me a bit dizzy. So we're going to go 1, oh, and then up. Always makes me groan, grunt and groan. Woo! 2, falling over. 3, this is great for your core. 4, without a strong core. 5, it's very difficult to do lots of things. 6, not impossible, but having a strong core just makes it better, makes your balance better as well. 7, 8, 9, 10. Woof. Other side now. Oh, 1, I'm clicking and clacking here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, well done. Right, I'm glad that's out of the way. It's my least favourite exercise. Right, we're now going to concentrate more on the arms. We're going to do 3 more arm exercises, one after the other. And I usually alternate arms and legs, but this one I'm going to use to do 3 one after the other, because I want your arms and shoulders to get a little bit tired. Okay? There's no equipment necessary. So the first one we're going to do is just raising one arm up to your ear and the other one back. If you can't get your arm up to your ear, get it wherever you can. It's absolutely fine. But don't try and force it. If you try and force it, looks a bit off that, doesn't it? If you try to force it, you'll just injure yourself. Just let it go naturally where it's happy going. If you can get it up by your ear, fantastic. So that's 1, and don't rock. 2, just only your arms move. 3, have your feet hip width apart so that you've got a good base to stand on. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Next one we're going to do is stand with your hands with your palms against your thighs. Turn your hand outwards. I'm going to kneel down for this one. You don't have to though. Turn your palms outwards. Bring them up above your head. Turn your palm again, your hand again, and down. So it's the turning of the hands. It's 2, 3, nice and gentle. 4, again, if you can't get your hands above your head. 5, that's absolutely fine. Do what you can. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, the final one is you're standing with your hands, your elbows at 90 degrees, like in cowboys, stick them up. And you're going to bring your elbows together. If you can't get your elbows together, it doesn't matter, do what you can. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, somebody asked me yesterday about posture. Somebody asked a few days ago about posture as well. This one is very good. Well, all those 3 exercises are good for strengthening your back. But I sometimes walk around with this one because it's very difficult to stoop when you're walking like this. Probably do it if you're on your own outside or in the privacy of your own home. But I do find it quite good. Improving posture, like everything, will take time and consistency. It's no good doing exercises once or twice and hoping that your posture gets better. It's something you've got to be aware of and think, oops, am I slouching? And you can always check your posture just by doing that. And you can keep it good by doing that. It's just a little bit of an aside. Right, we're going to do balance. Now, you can, I'm not going to do this. You can stand on one leg. And you can practice that at home. And I'm not going to do it now because just standing on one leg is not particularly engaging. It's not something you do very often outside. Balance is to do with movement and being able to catch yourself. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do a walking and a balance exercise at the same time. So we're going to take 3 steps. 1, 2, 3, and your left leg comes up. Hold that for a couple of seconds, and then if you can, you go back 2, 3, and your right leg comes up. I'm not as good at balancing on my left leg. And then we're going to do that, and you always start off on the leg that's up. Okay, so we're all going to start with our right leg, and we're going to do 3 steps, leg up, back, 3 steps, leg up. If you're unsure about walking backwards, at the end of the step, just turn round and start again. But when you turn round, start with your left leg. So you go forwards with your right leg, and if you're turning around, backwards, back the way you came with your left leg. Because those of us walking backwards are going to be doing it with our left leg. I hope that makes sense. So we're going to go right leg. 1, 2, 3, and up, and back, 2, 3, and up. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. And forward, 2, 3, up, back, 2, 3. If you're unsure, have a chair nearby. 1, 2, 3, up, back, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, up. Is this for number 5? 1, back, 2, 3, up. I'm going to count that as 5. We're going to do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, up. Woo! And then back, 2, 3, up. Forward, 2, 3. So this is 6. And this is 7. I'll get the counting right next time. Back, 2, 3, 7. 2 more. Forward, 2, 3, up. Back, 2, 3, up. 1 more. Forward, 2, 3. See, I'm getting better at this. Are you noticing an improvement? Fabulous. Well done. We're now going to use the band again. We're going to do a bicep curl. Remember, you were doing bicep curls when you did the warm-up. So we're going to get a band. If you don't have a band, just do the actions. You're going to stand on the band. Let's get mine on the floor. And you're going to anchor your elbow into your waist. I usually anchor mine just at the top of my hip bone. And you're going to have enough tension on the band so that you have to keep your arm, you have to use your muscles to keep your arm at forearm at 45 degrees. Remember, muscles can only pull, they can't push. So this muscle, the bicep, is having to do all the work to bring this up. And all you're doing is just closing your elbow. You're not lifting up at all. It's only this forearm that moves. So we're going to do 1. You see people doing bicep curls with their elbows all over the place. 3, well, that's just wrong. 4, you can tell them. Rosemary said it's wrong. 5, 6, have the tension on the band strong enough. 7, 8, so this is challenging. 9, but not impossible. 10. Over, anchor your elbow, get the tension right, and 1. Oh, tension's a bit strong on this one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is quite tough, this. 8, 9, 10. Woof, that was quite tough, that. Right, the next one we're going to do, you need a chair. Stand behind the chair. It's called rock the boat. And what we're going to do is we're going to strengthen. When you do a squat, strengthens your glutes. But you've got gluteus maximus, which are the big muscle. You've got a medius and a minimus as well. So, and they're at the side here. And we're going to strengthen those. And we're going to do something called rock the boat. So we're going to just take one leg out like that. You lift it up. And your toe points forward. Don't turn sideways. And then you place it down. And then you lift the other one up. And you place it down. You're not going to rock lots. Keep your torso as upright as possible because you want these muscles here to be doing the work. Okay? So we're going to do 10. So we go 1. Rocking the chair there. 3, 4, 5, 6. Should be starting to feel it a little bit now. 7, I can feel it. 8, if you can't do a 10, it doesn't matter. 9, 10. Oh, I can feel that. The thing is with that one, as you get stronger, it doesn't get any easier because you naturally just lift your leg a bit higher. So most of the exercises don't actually get any easier. Right, we've got 2 more exercises left, and then we do the routine again, and then we do a little bit of HIIT. So we're going to do, this one is quite difficult. I'm still not sure whether to leave this one in or not. Get your weakest band. If you don't have a band, just do the movements. And you're going to hold it out there with about at shoulder height, about shoulder width apart. And your left arm is going to stay absolutely still. So you're bracing your left arm and your right arm is pulling out like that. You're going to go 1, 2. It doesn't matter how far you get it out. 3. It's the fact that you're pulling against something. 4. Bracing that left arm. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we're going to do it exactly the same, but the other way. So brace your right arm. Make sure it doesn't move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is really hard with a band. 7. Do it without a band. 8, 9, 10. Yeah, you could do it without the band. You don't even need to hold one hand there. You just need to go like that, or you could do it together, I suppose. Just doing that. Right, one more. And we're going to do another squat, but this time it's a squat with a difference. We're going to do a sumo squat. This one I think is a bit easier, but again, it strengthens your medius and minimus glutes. And also, I think I can really feel it on my thighs. So what you want to do is you want to have your feet wider than hip width apart. And then you turn your toes out. I'm just going to put this down and just tad, tiny wee bit. Yeah. No, I'll be all right like that. The top of my head's missing a little bit. Have your feet at 45 degrees. And you're going to, it's like this applies the squat, except your knees go out that way, but you go back. Your knees aren't going forward like that. It's going back. Now you can go down as far or as not far as you like, but even just going down a little bit, if you poke your thigh, you can feel the stress that it's under, that it's supporting you. And here. So we're going to try 10 of these. If you can't manage 10, absolutely fine. What you could do is, if there's anything on the floor in your day-to-day life, you could practice picking it up with a sumo squat, or practice picking it up with a proper squat. It's entirely up to you, rather than doing this. This is how it can be used in everyday life. So, sumo squat. So we're going to go down. 1, 2. If you're very good at this, you can touch the floor. 3, but I don't think I'll do that today. 4, 5. Ooh, 6. I'm going to hold my hands here to balance me. 7, 8. Just go down a little bit, if that's all you need to do. 9, 10. Fabulous. Well done. Give your legs a bit of a shake to give them a bit of a workout. Right, we're going to do the routine that we were doing before, and we're going to do that just a little for a few. Whoops, earthquake in Manchester. We're going to do that. Right, so, quite like it there. You can see all of me. So we're going to do heel dig, side, back, toe tap. We're going to do this slightly faster. If you can't keep up, fine. One person said they felt like a fish floundering out of water doing this, but that's fine because you will learn to do it. Your brain will catch up eventually, and it's very good for it to try and learn this. So toe tap, heel dig, side, back, toe tap. I'm going to come forward a bit because I'm hitting the wall. Side, the real wall, not the metaphorical wall. Toe tap, heel dig, side, back, 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 toe tap. Last one, heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Well done. Right, what we're going to do now, and we end every session with this, is we're going to do some HIIT, H-I-I-T, high intensity interval training. So what I want you to do now, just before we start, if you've got any problems with your heart, if you've got any worries about doing this, if you start doing it and you feel dizzy, you get chest pain, anything like that, stop. If you don't want to do this, fine, I understand. But if you are going to do it, you're going to, just let me get my stopwatch, you're going to be doing running on the spot, very, very fast, very fast, very fast, very fast, very fast. Get those arms going. The arms don't go as fast as the legs, obviously. You're going to do that for 20 seconds, and then you have a 40-second relax, another 20 seconds. You're going to do it 3 times, 20 seconds. And get my trusty stopwatch up. I'm puffed now after that. Right, are you ready? Tiny little steps, and then after we've done this, we go into the stretches. So on your marks, set, off you go. "17, 18, 19, 20. Stop. How was that? Was it tiring? A measure of fitness is not how much your heart goes, or it's how quickly you recover. So I hope 40 seconds will be enough time for you to recover. So you've still got another 20 seconds recovery. Another 10 seconds. I'll count you down, 3, 2, 1, and then go. 3, 2, 1, off you go, start running. "17, 18, 19, 20. Have a rest. How was that? Somebody sent me a wee message. Nikki, good to get some exercise. Oh, yes, it's not nice, is it, Nikki? The weather's really autumnal now. Still got 15 seconds relaxation. 10. I'm not going to count down from 10. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Final one. Really give it some welly. Get those feet going. Tiny, tiny little steps. They hardly come off the ground. Hardly off the ground. No impact on your knees at all, hardly. 17, 18, 19, 20. Well done. If you did all 3, that's brilliant. Just get your breath back, and we'll go into the stretching in a minute. Before you do, if you've enjoyed the class, you can buy me a coffee. The link is underneath the video in the comments section. If you want to know more about fitness, you can look at my Over 50 Fitness Facebook page. You can like it. The link's there as well. There's quite a lot of information there, plus it's an easy way to get in contact with me. But yes, I'd be very grateful if you could buy me a coffee, and if you can subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, folks, because I want to be able to use my phone camera, because it is much better quality of video. Not so much live, but when you put it on YouTube, it's just a sharper quality. Right, so stretching. Get your chair, and we're going to start at the bottom and work all the way up. So we're going to start with stretching calves. So front leg bent, back leg straight. Got the wrong teeth in today. Put both heels on the floor. Make sure your feet are both pointing in the same direction. Well, forwards, not both pointing that way or that way. And then lean forward. And you should feel the stretch at the sort of top of your calf. And then very gently bend your back knee, and your heel will come off the ground, but you should feel, if you put a little bit of weight on it, you should feel the stretch moving down into your Achilles. And then switch legs. You may say, I don't want to switch legs. I like these legs. Oh, the old ones are the best. Just check your feet. See me doing that? I was just checking my feet. Feet were both pointing in the same direction. Lean forward. And then gently bend your back knee. Feel the stretch move down into your Achilles. Lovely jubbly. Right. Next one we're going to do is we're going to stretch these thigh muscles because we've been working them by doing squats and sumo squats. So you can either grab your foot or your ankle or your trouser leg and do this, and you can use it as a balance practice as well. But I actually prefer this now, more dynamic stretching. And if you can't, some people can't grab their foot. If you want to put your hands behind your back and just use see if you can kick your heel, kick your hand with your heel. Doesn't matter if you can't reach there, obviously. It's just doing this movement that stretches the thigh muscle, the big quads, and it also strengthens the hamstrings because obviously muscles can only pull, they can't push. So when you're doing that with your calf, with your lower leg, your hamstrings are the ones that are being used to pull it up. So it's sort of like a bicep curl for the hamstrings. If you're doing the static stretch with one leg, swap legs now. If we're doing this, those of you that are doing the dynamic stretch, just keep going. Plus with this one, you're balancing on one leg. Oh, it's just got everything going for it. 3, 2, 1. And now we're going to stretch the aforementioned hamstrings. I'm just going to put these over here because we don't need the bands anymore. So, sit at the front of the chair, have your knees at 90 degrees with your ankles under your knees, sitting up nice and straight. Just check your posture by doing that. One leg forward, toe pulled back, sitting up nice and straight. You're going to lean forward from your hips, not from your waist. Imagine you've got an eye in your chest and you're looking forward. You're not sort of collapsing down onto your leg. Now, however far down you go is entirely up to you. It should be challenging but not painful. If it's painful, just ease off a bit. Pulling your toe back makes it a bit more ouchy. When I'm like this, I'm always thinking, ooh, that carpet could do with a bit of a clean. And then sitting up, and the other one. Sitting up nice and straight, and lean forward. Remember that eye in your chest that's looking forward. So you're going forward rather than down. And sitting up. The last one to stretching the legs is this one. Get the chair and sit sideways on the chair, but don't sit sideways at the back, sit sideways at the front so that there's no chair there. No chair there. And this leg comes out behind you. So your torso is straight and this leg is as far back as you can get it. I'm going to do a bit of a poke there because that muscle is still really sore. Oh, you know, you've got a sore muscle and you poke it and it's like, I don't know if it does any good to do that. Actually, it's not as bad today as it has been. Maybe it's getting better. Who knows? Anyway, I'm trying to stretch here. And then turning around. Leg out behind, torso nice and straight, facing forward. Drop your sort of tailbone a bit. Don't have it don't be like that. Be nice and straight. And have this. You may not be able to get your leg out quite as far as I can. You may be able to get it further. It's not out to the side though, it's straight back. It's difficult to see the angle with this. And then we're going to stand up, arms at shoulder height. Let me move this. palms facing forward, and we're going to round the tree. So your arms are round. You're trying to get your shoulder blades apart, but they're at shoulder height, and then dip your head, just like that. And that stretches out the muscles at the top of your shoulders. I find it quite good for my neck. I quite like this one. Ugh. And then if you can, interlink your fingers behind your back. If you can't, just try and get your elbows together so that you're like that. If you're interlinking your fingers, just lift your arms up, and that gives you the stretch across your chest, because poor posture is weak back muscles and tight chest muscles. So get those muscles in your chest stretching so that you can get your shoulders back. And then finally, I'm going to let you sit down for this, but don't use the back of the chair to rest on. Use your own back to rest, to support yourself. We're going to look at the floor. Just put your hand on your head, on your crown, but don't push. Just let the weight of your hand push your head down slightly. Feel the stretch up your back. And then look up. And then turn your head to the left, as far as it will go. And then put your right hand on the right hand side of your face. And try and turn your head back to the center like that, but resist with your hand. So you're having this fight and you're creating tension in your neck. And then relax totally and see if you can turn your head just a little bit further to the left. It's important to have a flexible neck for balance, I think. Back to the front. Nothing in the body works in isolation. It all works together. Then turn your head to the right. Put the left hand on the left-hand side of your face. And try and turn your head back to the center. Resist with your hand, have that tension going on. And then relax and see if you can turn your head a little bit more to the right. Hold it there for a couple of seconds. And then bring it back to the center. There we are. If any of you are new, I hope you enjoyed the class, and I hope you'll spread the word and come back again. The strength class is on Monday. You need to be able to get down on the floor for that, but anyway, if you can like this class, that would be good as well. And if you're not doing the Monday's class, I'll see you next Wednesday. Woo! See you next Wednesday. I must get something to secure this computer properly. That's why I need to do the camera phone. Bye.